You know how you can look back at instances in your life and realize that they were all put into place to get you to this very moment? These things that happened, these people that crossed through your journey, they were all sent here to teach you something, to share something with you, to be a part of your bigger picture. Naima was first in my big picture. Growing up in the city, I met a very diverse group of people from lots of different backgrounds and walks of life. But Naima was the first Muslima I've ever met. My brother was 8 years older than me, and she was his friend. I found her to be so intriguing as I was a preteen young girl. She wore this quiet confidence in the form of her hijab. It was beautiful. When she wasn't around, I would sneak and put sheets and towels on my head and dance in the mirror and pretend that I, too, was a beautiful, confident teenager just like her. My Uncle Karim has been incarcerated my entire life. When I was about 14 or 15 years old, I would go visit him with my family. We would have the weekend visits. Uncle Karim was cool. I really liked him. I found him to be so interesting. But what I found to be the most interesting is what he would do when we were visiting. 5 times a day, he would retreat into the side room. And I would watch and listen through the window as I heard him speak Arabic and get up and down off of the ground. Turns out he was praying. My Uncle Karim had become Muslim while he was in prison. After our visits, I would write him letters and ask him questions about Islam. And he would write me back and give me all the information I needed. Second in my big picture, Uncle Karim helped me build a foundation. And then there was Malik. I was 17 years old and getting prepared for college. He was Muslim. One of the best friends I ever had, Malik, was everything. He wasn't raised Muslim, but decided to convert before we met. I wasn't intimidated at all by this. You remember Naima and Uncle Karim? Without knowing it, they had been preparing me for this very moment. The moment Malik would walk into my life. I had a love for Islam at a very basic level, so my time spent with Malik was so special. He would talk to me about the religion all the time, and I was taking it all in bit by bit. But I was studying for myself too, because I knew if I ever decided to become Muslim, it would be a decision I would need to make for myself. And I did. On July 10, 2007, I went to the mosque with a few sisters. Malik wasn't there, but I took my shahada. When I told him, he was so excited. Maybe a little surprised that I did it without him, but excited nonetheless. When I went down south for college, Malik and I began to talk about a life together. We were engaged in planning our marriage. Malik was so pumped for the move down south and ready to get started on the next stage of his life. City life was rough, and Malik needed a change. And I was still studying my religion and learning everything I needed to learn, getting comfortable with covering and praying 5 times a day. I was getting adjusted to college and planning for my future. I was doing all of these things, going 1,000 miles a minute, class, studying, social life, masjid, repeat, until my life came to a complete stop. Everything froze around me. 5 months after taking my shahada, 5 months after taking my shahada, when Malik was about to move down south and we were starting a life together, Malik was murdered in the city, in the streets that raised us. Never to make good on his promise to marry me or to move down south or have children. Never given the opportunity to grow in this beautiful religion that he chose for himself and ultimately gifted me. My big picture was shattered. Malik was murdered. I was devastated. I have since graduated college, gotten married, and have children of my own. But nothing will fill that heart, the hole in my heart that was left when Malik transitioned from this life to the next. I tell his mother that I'm so blessed to have met him, because he was brought into my life for a reason. He taught me al-Islam, and for that I am forever grateful. In some odd way, losing Malik brought me closer to Allah. And when I'm faced with these difficult memories, or choose to be caught up in my feelings, I remember what Allah promises in the Holy Quran. Surah 2, ayats 155 through 157. And surely we will test you with something of fear and hunger and loss of wealth and lives and fruits. Give good tidings to those who are patient. For those when disaster strikes them say, indeed, to Allah we belong, and indeed to Him we shall return. And those are the ones upon whom the blessings of their Lord and mercy. And those are the ones who are rightly guided. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.